I'm really worried about the lockdown on Furia. I really feel
Yeah.
like they don't have any good lockdown right now.
I
They
mean,
need
they could
something.
go for. I mean, the typical mid, right? If you're looking for a stun, is generally like Dragon Knight, and Dragon Knight has been creeping in more and more into the meta, but I'm not sure I like that.
You could Pangolier too. I mean,
Oh,
then again,
Pango's good, possibly.
there's Rubik to steal. Um, Void Spirit. You could Mars mid still. Mars mid's
Mars is
actually
out.
quite decent.
Nope, they
Oh,
took him
Mars
out.
is out. You're right. GG. Goddamn. Void Spirit, but I don't know how great that is against SF. I feel like that kind of sucks against SF. It's good in
As,
game. You can jump the SF for sure, but in
well,
the
here's
lane,
the thing,
it's
right? Is
rough.
the fact that Leo style, and this is no shade at Murdoch, but I definitely, feel like Leo style is the better mechanic mid player, right? Like Murdoch has struggled every single time. Granted,
Yeah,
that bristleback is not typically, the hero that you play mid, um, but he's just even in like his matchups where he should be favored, Leo style has outplayed him. So you want to get him on something he feels comfortable on. It's kind of funny because we talked about the Dragon Knight. I had a friend that used to play on an amateur team, and like everyone was like super high skilled except for him, and somehow he ended up having to play mid. And so they
Kunkka
just
would have
gave
been
him
good.
Dragon Knight and told him don't feed every single game.
Yeah, that's a hard hero to feed on.
They
Although
still managed to do it, but
it can feed against SF. SF is just straight magic damage,
right.
so
So it just goes right through all that armor and whatnot. But
I would say like Puck would be really good, but Puck is banned.
yeah,
Kunkka would be really good, but Kunkka is banned.
that's a Murdoch specialty too, is the Kunkka. So
They need some catch to Sable on the mid lane. So they're
what do
gonna
we?
maybe have to get creative or just have a bad draft. That's also possible.
That is possible. They need something with lockdown.
Invoker, but then you're against an SF. That's a little rough. You could like Quas Wex Invoker, and that would be pretty decent, I think. Good
What
against
about
Legion.
an it doesn't give you great lockdown. It's really difficult in lane to do a Shadow Fiend, but like you can recover with like an Ember. That does give
Yeah.
you a little bit of lockdown.
Uh,
Gives you some split push potential too, which is something that
sure. Yeah. It's
I
just
don't
Ember
love it,
into
but
Legion into. I feel like
yeah.
none of these heroes really care about an Ember, but it is a pretty stable. If I had to pick something, I would say Quaswex Invoker.
Okay.
If they're picking to just play the lane, then Queen of Pain, but it's a really garbage Queen of Pain game. Rubik can steal Blink. Legion can purge the dagger.
Oof.
Okay,
This is a
okay,
great
okay. Let's
draft from Thunder
see.
Predator.
Storm's not bad. It's actually not a bad Storm game. He will need an eventual Aghanim Scepter if he goes Storm. Still think Invoker's pretty decent. Omni does do really well against a PL, so they did pick into a counter. You don't really need to worry that much about a PL because you have an Omni Knight. I don't mind Omni this game. It's good with Sark, and it's good against PL. So this is the thing. When I was flaming Omni, it was mostly in terms of pub Dota, because if your
Okay.
team doesn't pick with it, okay, so they
I
go
was
for the
gonna
PL
ask
counter.
that too. Leshrac being able to like put out a lot of damage, and then of course the Phantom Lancer pickup. Leshrac is one of the heroes that is typically thought of to counter all the illusions being out. It'll play pretty fast too.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Ah,
It's good to put the Omni bubble on as well. Shrek is a glass cannon type hero, so any hero like that is
oh, I was
stoked
right.
to have a healer.
Weaver, position 4.
I think there's going to be mega issues with the people just TPing out and split
Mm-hmm.
pushing this
Oh
game.
yeah.
I do think that's going to be a problem, but we'll see if there's some itemization that people can make to make that better. Leshrac going for like an early Yules, maybe Omni Yules, Slark getting an Aghanim Scepter, Diffusal. These items are good in terms of like pseudo disable. Maybe somebody will get like an Atos. We'll see. We'll see.
Can they
There's
play
pseudo
fast
disable in
enough though?
Furia.
That's my question on FURIA, because the later this goes, the more Thunder Predator favored it gets.
Yeah, I mean, especially because Slark is definitely not the greatest versus Legion in the late game. Not a hero that you really like building BKB on too much. You just blink duel with Blade Mail and Slark will kill himself, and not particularly great against PL either. But they can't snowball. I think Furia wins this by, like you said, playing fast and then snowballing the Slark to be so huge that does a Slark with like 300 extra damage care about PL illusions? Not really. So you just want to get a bunch of stacks, a bunch of items, so you can just keep killing them, getting stacks, and they can definitely win that way. But I think the odds are a little bit stacked maybe a lot stacked against Furia in this draft, and with the players as well. Just given the last 2 games.
Yeah, I'm worried about how Murdoch is going to do against Leo Style in that mid lane.
Yeah, this is a kill intensive matchup for sure. One of these heroes is going to die a lot, and I'm leaning towards it's probably going to be Murdoch, just given how Leo Style versus Murdoch has gone in the last 2 games. And I think a lot of the game is on Murdoch to have a good game because he's the only real disable that his team has. So that is a concern for sure.
For sure. And it's not like FURIA has the greatest supports to be able to make these rotations to help him out either. But, it's anything can happen. It's Dota 2. So we are in game number 3 now. Winner takes it all. And by takes it all, I mean the series. There's nothing else really going on right now for this, but it'll be interesting, We didn't expect the ending of game number 1, so who knows? Who knows?
Let's see. What are the items? What are we going on here? So, Sexy Fat. Typical items. Omni Knight. Nothing crazy that they're doing top. They don't look like they're building to cut the wave or anything like that. They're just going to play against the PL. It's a really easy lane. Bot lane, we do have a Legion Commander, has an Orb of Venom. So that leads me to think that they're going to try to really pressure the Slark. No cutting going to happen down here. That could turn out. There's going to be a lot of action in the bot lane. One of these sides is going to dumpster the other because they can do that and then Slark might get a bunch of stacks and kill them, or they can do that and kill the Slark. There's no in between.
This is kind of interesting, the fact that you've got MJZ down here with Frank right now. I'm not sure if they're going to move MJZ up to the top lane eventually, or if he's just going to stay bottom, because they've opted to keep the Rubik in the top right now with MNZ. Hiko is just staring at Matthew. Cool. Just, hey, what's up? Position 4 life? Yeah, me too. But we'll see a little bit of a scuffle here for the runes. A nice stomp coming off here from Murdoch, or rather the Split Earth. But Duster has been left out to dry, it seems. They want to let Leo Style have a really good start to that mid lane, and indeed he will get it by getting First Blood and killing Duster.
Oh boy. Mid First Blood. That is...
Yeah, not great. Not great if you're Murdoch.
Mid players love this. This is...
It sounds like an ad, cool. Mid players hate this one trick.
They really do. Oh my god. I played with so many mid laners where they're like, dude, just don't give it to the enemy mid, please. It's fine, guys. It's fine. And then they proceed to go 0-3 in lane. I mean, it's 400 extra gold. It's nuts. He's got a full Wraith Band instead of regen already. It's hard. Ooh, bot lane.
Just trading a little bit back and forth here. Phoenix sitting a little bit low, but... Why do you think they opted to put the Phoenix down here?
That's a good question, because I honestly feel like the Rubik and the Phoenix have just about the same impact in the lane. Usually when you do this, it's because you think your safe lane's going to lose anyway, so you just put the most pressure heroes bottom. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Phoenix doesn't apply any more pressure than a Rubik would down here. So, at least on the top lane, maybe they're just like, okay, Rubik can secure range creep last hits.
That's possible, yeah, with the Fade Bolt.
It is an interesting swap up because I don't feel like this changes the lanes very much.
Mid lane, Murdoch does seem to be struggling here against Leo Style as expected.
Yeah, with First Blood, this is impossible for him. Leo Style's gonna have a 2-minute, 30-second bottle, which is unprecedented in this patch. Because runes don't even spawn for 4 minutes.
Yeah, but what can Murdoch do? There's not too much that he can really do in this lane. He's just... Yeah, look at that damage. Just keeps tossing out the raises on him. Top lane, a little bit of scuffling going on. This is a pretty annoying little bug coming out here from Hiko. He does have that Blight Stone too. A negative armor.
Hard lane for PL already. Omni Knight, typically considered a lane counter to illusion heroes. You just pure damage. It's just 4x'd on illusions. It's nuts.
It's so weird that they picked into it too. I guess maybe they just don't value the Omni Knight. They figure, okay, we'll lose the lane, but at the end of the day,
maybe it's the supports. You see that there's a Weaver and that there's a Grimstroke, and okay, these heroes can't do anything versus a PL. It's just like we saw with the Slark. where there just wasn't anything to catch the hero out. And sure, the lane might be bad, but maybe the recovery will make up for it. God, Hiko's being so annoying here to
It's
Matthew.
exactly what you want to do with this hero.
I'm a Pause for Weaver fan. I'm a huge fan of this. I think you just hit the nail on the head when you said you just have to be careful picking it with other heroes that have no stuns.
Bottom lane though, Ardio is taking so much damage as Duster. He's trying to come in. Is he going to be enough to save him? These Flame Spirits though, Fire Spirits are doing so much damage. I don't think he's going to be able to make it out. They just keep chasing him. And it is going to be Frank who gets that kill. It was a nice try, but...
Yeah, with one kill down here, this is one of those matchups where like the Legion gets level 2 in Moment of Courage or gets overwhelming odds or whatever, and she gets so much stronger to the point where it's impossible to lane this without having a third hero come down here or playing really safe. You know, you all of a sudden can't pressure in this lane because the Legion gets that kill. That's just what this hero does with an advantage. Although as I say that, MJZ is heading to the runes, so that's a little bit of pressure relieved here from Thunder Predator.
A couple of these trades here going on with RDO. They'll be able to slow down, followed up with a pounce. Frank's going to be held into place. They've got the Inkswell. I don't know if RDO wants to hard commit for this, but he might actually. No, they'll back off. They're happy. They see how low he's sitting. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication, because I think they might have been able to get the kill, but that would have been a pretty hard committal coming out from the side of FURIA, and I don't think they want to risk it right now with RDO already one death underneath his belt.
Yeah, I can totally understand the hesitation, because if he dies there, diving tower, even if he gets the kill, he has no TP for 46 seconds.
Oh, so that's true too. I didn't look at the TP.
It's very risky. It's very risky. So I actually totally understand that.
We do have a little bit of a pause. From what I understand too, I believe that Brazil has worse ping to US East comparatively. And it is confirmed they are playing on USD, so I think that we'll be seeing some little issues here and there. Bottom lane though, again, man, this harass on RDO has just been super intense. Very nicely played by Thunder Predator, putting pressure on this hero. They need to make enough time for Phantom Lancer. And MNZ, he's also not having the greatest time, but he's definitely having a better time than RDO in the bottom lane.
Yeah, RDO did not go for the Purge. He went for an Overvenom as well. So he's basically committing to, okay, I'm going to win this lane by killing you. And he didn't. Frank got the kill. So
is Matthew dead here?
Oh, no, although I say that, Frank needs to be a little careful in the bot lane.
Yeah, well, Matthew gets taken down. Frank now trying to run away, but that Inkswell coming in. They should be able to out-damage that heal, despite the Flame Spirit coming off from the Phoenix to slow down the attack speed. And again, Hiko just being really, really annoying. Chasing after MNZ, he was able to get the kill on the Rubik when he was going for the rune.
He doesn't get juked. He knows it's the real illusion. I mean, he doesn't do anything with it, but yeah, Hiko, he's just...
oh, nice kill in the bottom lane here. RDO managing to get a kill on the Phoenix.
So what's happening in the bot lane is this typical problem of like the offlaner playing too aggressive when the support is gone doing something. Support goes to pick up a rune, support goes to help mid, offlaner gets gone on, loses a bunch of HP, all of a sudden the lane is not good again. And that gives FURIA this advantage, and they're doing a very good job at continuing to pressure with said advantage. Like Phoenix is dead, so look, they're running at the Legion Commander. Now they're together. Finally, these two are together in this bot lane, but it might be a little bit too late. The Slark is now level 4, almost level 5, and he's got the Purge, he's got the Dark Pact, he's got a few free stacks.
You have to be careful with Duster. And we saw that there was a little bit of a race over into that mid lane towards the top rune spot. In fact, it was going to be Hika who manages to grab up that double damage rune. And put a little bit of harass over here onto MNZ, who is forced back. You can see that, you know, Sexy Fat, he was waiting with that heal bomb. But MNZ could see which way the wind was blowing. It's going to run away. They're going to try to cancel it out. They should be able to get some damage on that. That south there.
MNZ's got to be...
Oh, Duster, bottom lane. One more hit will do the trick, and MJZ, not MNZ. Oh my god. Why do they have the similar...
I know.
Why do they do this?
I know.
It's bad enough Moo and Moos. Now we've got MNZ and MJZ. Kotaro had a perfectly serviceable name, too.
It's an anime name, though. There was copyright issues. He got a copyright strike.
I doubt that, considering we have a caster named Lacoste, and he's never gotten in trouble.
I'm reporting him to the internet police. Can't steal things.
Way to make friends and keep people on your good side there, Jenkins. I'm
Sure.
going to announce in the broadcast that I'm going to call the copyright police. Nice.
They already called. I sent them a fax.
Did you beep them? Did you page them on your beeper?
Yeah.
Some boomer technology right there.
What's a pager?
Top lane, this tower is going down so fast between Sexy Fat and Hiko just wailing away on it. MNZ sitting at 44 and 2 CS, but definitely not having a great time in this lane. This happened before, though. He got forced out of lane, and he came back very, very strong, thanks to the fact that, you know, Frank was making moves and Leo's style, so...
Not
definitely doesn't recover
him,
as fast as Elk.
Yeah, doesn't recover as fast, and also when you do recover in this game, you're against a Leshrac, so it's not exactly a free game. You know, Omni does fall off against the PL. It's not like a game counter, it's just a lane counter. But the Leshrac does not fall off versus the PL, especially a mid Leshrac.
I mean, he's definitely struggled in this mid lane. Leo style is 60 and 15 CS compared to Leshrac, who's 33 and 4. Like, that doesn't feel great, but, you know, this at least gives him a better ability to, you know, pressure towers, take some more objectives. Well, they'll find a kill on Sexy Fat's courier. So let's scan top lane. More pressure being placed on MNZ. You can see the Legion is TPing in. They managed to find the kill onto Murdoch. Now Duster forced to run away. He's going to be able to just get dueled up here by Frank, making these rotations exactly what I wanted to see out of Frank and Leo style. Just making plays, putting pressure on the map and opening it up for PL. But PL is still being harassed so strongly here in this top lane.
Then again, it is just a PL up here, and he is dealing with two heroes. This kind of begs the question, with a Weaver as a support, after you take the lane tower, what do you really do? Do you run around and fight with your team? I mean, I suppose that's all right, but it feels weird doing that without your 6. It feels like you can kind of easily die and be pretty useless. So it is feeling a little lackluster once the tower has fallen. I mean, 3k gold lead for Thunder Predator. They trade the towers, but it doesn't really matter.
RDO has to be careful here because Frank does have the dual backup, and there's some backup over here, although Duster does spot them out.
Thunder Predator's doing a really good job at just avoiding playing towards the top area. This is the hero that can't die. The hero that is just supposed to be applying a lot of pressure, but Omni Weaver, they don't really take towers. There's no Necro Beastmaster or something like that. Although, as I say that,
Murdoch?
they're fighting into them.
Yeah, they're fighting right into them. Murdoch has to be careful here. He could get taken down, turned right back around again. Murdoch in the middle of everyone here. They don't have enough to save him. He is going to take taken down. They'll follow up with that Soulbind. They'll be able to find a kill onto Leostat, which is pretty big here. Now, can they find the kill onto MNZ? They're not able to quite find him. Duel's going to come out here from Sexy Fat. They've got the egg going through.
Wow.
They'll be able to get the duel damage. Hiko next to fall as Duster. He's going to be the... Oh, no. It's a disaster for the side of FURIA. MNZ gets himself a triple kill.
Not the hero you would expect to get a triple kill at this point, but
not at 10 minutes, no.
I think it's a pretty cool play to take that arcane rune and say, okay, we have an arcane on our SF. Even though we're playing into your strongest hero, we're playing into counters at this point in the game. With our SF being so huge from that favorable mid lane, which of course came from the first blood, we can fight this. And then they go right back to kind of chilling in the bot area in mid.
While this is all going on, though, too, we do have a lot of space being made here for RDO, right?
True.
It's not top of the net worth by any means. It's got to catch up a little bit. But it is a little bit of breathing room. Although, the other thing you have to keep in mind, every time that Frank finds a duel, that's more damage getting added onto him, and that makes him even more scary.
Yep, it's also just a really garbage Sark game. He's against 3 cores that don't really care about him. SF, you just pop the ult, Sark runs away. PL, of course, you have the illusions, and Legion just duels the Sark, and you can't purge duel, so you just die, especially with the Blade Mail, which he is picking up. I'm interested to see if Frank goes for Blade... Ooh.
Oh, MNZ finds a kill on Hiko. Right. I didn't actually catch the entire thing. I'm looking at the fight recap here, but it's not telling me a whole heck of a lot. Just as he was shikuching.
He was just running on a sentry.
Oh no. That is definitely not what you want.
Which is just out of range of this Observer Ward. So he probably feels like there's no sentry there. Because apparently he knew.
Alright, well, I don't know. I don't know. That's definitely not what you want to see, though. Again, this is a bit of a trickier position for to pull off anyways. Does have the level 6 online, though, now, so can time lapse away. But I'm not sure how helpful that's going to be just yet, other than, you know, being able to push out maybe a few waves. And we do have the Blink Dagger that just got picked up on Legion Commander now, so Frank's going to be putting a lot more pressure on this map, and you have to be careful, right? Because you've got this Weaver, and you figure, okay, you know, he's pretty elusive, he's difficult to get a hold of, but if Legion is paying attention and she notices where he is, that's just a really easy, quick kill for her. And some more dual damage for sure.
Oh yeah. He is going to be a liability soon, for sure. Just playing near Leo style with this Blink. I like this. You know that you can duel anybody. Okay, running towards the top lane. Probably going to duel the Omni.
Oh, they're not going to be able to go in, though. Leo style, he's just dead. No, he does have the Yule. It's going to buy a little bit more time here, but it doesn't matter. The heal bomb coming out from Sexy Fat. So we have this Legion who is going to go in for the duel. She is going to try to find Duster here. There's going to be the Omni Knight ultimate, but it doesn't do enough. It's got too much burn damage coming off here as well. So take down the egg. MJZ will lose his life here to Sexy Fat.
So
but they managed to get the tower, and they get the kill on Leo style.
To make the jump with Leo style, he was just absolutely sure that with the smoke up, with the Blink Dagger on Legion, there's no way FURIA can take that fight. Unless Leo style goes in 5 seconds too early and dies. That was a good play by FURIA to take him out as soon as the fight started, or before the fight even started. Leo style just needed to kind of chill a little bit. But the tower's about to die, so I understand the pressure.
I think that became the issue, is that the tower was too close to dying, and they weren't able to really follow up the same way. MNZ just having to TP out. They're really playing this top part of the jungle. You take a look at the vision that they've got going on. They can see Matthew. Of course, he does have a haste rune, so they aren't going to be able to lock him down, especially when you consider how light the lockdown is on the side of FURIA. But it looks like Thunder Predator, they don't mind. They're just going to shift, move themselves down to the bottom. They do have some wards in the Radiant jungle as well.
Probably the right idea to just start playing around here. I mean, there's no towers to defend anyway at this point. Well, there's the mid tower, but they can kind of chill near mid and bot. So no need to be in your jungle anymore when there's no tier 2, tier 1 to fight. It hasn't been going great so far anyway. It's been about 50-50 when they walk into their jungle.
Take a look at Frank's positioning here. He's got the Blink Dagger. He's hoping someone's going to move their way over. Although he ends up just showing himself. He's going to try to put the damage on the tower. Fortification will come out, though, from the side of FURIA. And, do they spot out Matthew here? He had the Shikuchi. That's not.
Ooh, I love the ward from Matthew. Uses the Sikuchi to get it off. Picks up Duster.
Picks up Duster. There's going to follow up with a beautiful duel. The rest of the team, the cavalry was here.
That wraparound needed to happen. Otherwise, Duster's just going to keep nuking the wave and make that mid push really hard. He was doing a really good job at delaying that. So good on Matthew to recognize that and do the wraparound. That's the only way you can force that mid tower. You can't just run at it. You have to run the enemy heroes off of it first. There's been so many times I've seen people feed just trying to run at the mid tower without doing anything, preempting it.
God, it begins again. Hiko is in the base here. He's just going to keep pushing out these waves, try to be as elusive as possible, force them back. Important to note, too, if you take a look at MNZ, he's recovered very nicely. You know, that lane, pretty difficult for him to have to deal with. He lost the tower early, but does have himself up the Manta. He's working on the Diffusal next. The clock is ticking.
It is. Once he gets the heart, things are looking a lot better. He just got the 250 health talent, and he's close to his Diffusal. So that's a nice timing.
Oh, Murdoch! He just wanders over to the wrong part of the... I can't even say the wrong part of the river. This is his side of the river. But Frank's just too patient. Man, Frank has been playing very, very well in these last couple games.
Yeah. He's doing a really good job at not showing anywhere. So you can see that on the top lane, Hiko's doing like the traditional FURIA split pushing like madmen, but he pushes for 2 seconds and then immediately Sakuchi's away into trees and runs away because he doesn't know where Frank is. He's worried that he's going to get blink dueled.
Oh, this Omni Knight followed up with the Sunray, the lift coming out from Matthew. And he's alive a little bit longer, but they managed to get the steal to Heavenly Grace. Just running around in circles. He's, you know, he's making space right now. He's tanking a lot of this damage. He's somehow, wait, oh, that race is a little bit off, but eventually Matthew finding the kill. That was some running around in circles nonsense right there.
You know when your immovable object guy starts dying, that the game is falling apart for you.
Yeah.
You know, usually when you have these offlaners that are snowballing from just a monstrous laning stage, you feel really bad when they die, because that means anybody is killable. Unless the baton has been passed to the carry, where the carry has become unkillable. But this is Slark with the Diffusal Blade. There's no BKB or anything like that, so he is just as killable.
Murdoch was trying to make something happen down here, but they just can't seem to push MNZ away, as they're going to lose the top tower.
Ooh, MNZ, he does the bait with the illusion, so Murdoch walks up and dies.
Goes right back in!
Oh, that was pretty.
Oh,
that was nice.
No. Very nicely done by MNZ. Man, this guy... It's nice to see Kotaro, like, back up in action here.
It's rare to see somebody do that aggressively. That's almost always a defensive play with the peel. Like, that's impressive to see something like that. You don't see that. It just doesn't happen.
Do have a little bit of a fight breaking out over here on the side. RDO immediately gonna get dueled up. The lift coming out, and that's some more dual damage coming out over here for Frank. He's playing out of his mind. The egg goes off in the back lines. Looks like they're still chasing after, but Hiko going right back in again. They do have that detection. He's got to get out of there, and he's got to get out of there fast, and it looks like it's not going to be fast enough, despite having that Essence Ring. Maybe one more hit. There's going to be the Yules up into the air. The final hit comes out, and Matthew on a mega kill.
Matthew with kill steal. He's got Ether Lens, Keen Optic, and he's against a Weaver with Sakuchi. He's so happy to be Rubik in this game. He is so stoked. This is a fun Rubik game.
Lots of good stuff to steal for sure.
Oh, yeah.
This feels like, you know, Thunder Predator, they're feeling good right now. They found their stride after game number 2. And they're definitely just rolling with it.
It really did. It's hard for FURIA at this point. I'm not entirely sure what the options are. I think you need Thunder Predator to throw on high ground or get some backline pickup. I mean, if they can kill Matthew here, that'd be great. That'd be a really good start.
They do have the vision, but they don't have the lockdown. We talked about this, Jenkins. The lockdown is so light on the side of FURIA. Sexy Fat now having to use the Heavenly Grace to run away. Hiko also popping that Shikuchi. The duel comes out, though it doesn't matter. Duster is just eliminated. And get the steal of the Heavenly Grace by the Rubik as he places it over on MNZ. Oh boy. Oh boy. You think Leo Style's frustrated?
Frustrated about what? That he didn't get Heavenly Graced?
No. The fact that he just keeps pinging that tower.
Maybe?
Non-stop. Like, no, this is where we need to go.
Maybe not. Winning is not the most frustrating thing. I think he was frustrated game 1.
Well, definitely. He must have been definitely frustrated game 1 because he played very well on that puck, but...
He's just amped. He's just amped up now.
Okay,
He's like,
we'll go with that. We'll say he's very excited. He's a very excitable lad, that Leo Style.
He's mode envy. That's what he is.
He's pushing in bottom wave here too, so they'll have 2 different waves. They have to figure out where they want to defend, where they want to group up. And again, God, it's so funny. Like game number 1, we were talking about, like, God, won't somebody get boots of travel? And here we go. Leo Style's like, all right, we've got the boots of travel.
Yeah,
and everything going on here. He's not messing around, this Leo Style.
He had some regrets. He had some regrets for sure. I understand if you're snowballing on puck like that, you want to just go for like the cool Daedalus kill everybody build, but maybe not so.
Matthew, maybe just a little bit too far, but the bait! It was totally a bait on the back lines here, as Matthew does actually get taken down, but Leo Style, he's got so much damage. They put out the egg, or rather the pyramid, and they managed to get this duel off in the back lines. They'll take down Sexy Fat. RDO's gonna get taken down. M&Z, look at this guy. Look at him go. He's just wicked sick. Ultra kill for a Phoenix. The buybacks have to come out right now. They have to force back. And again, he does have this Aegis. He's so hard to get a hold of. You don't have the lockdown for you. MNZ turns around the corner. It's Hiko, but he's a little Weaver. He's a position 4 Weaver. What the hell can he do here? Leo Style jumping right back in again. He wants to get this kill on Duster. Does manage to get that Phantom's Embrace off on him, though, so he can't go in. And they just call the GG. They realize we can't do anything at this point. They're too strong. The Slark is just not working out for us, so... Game 3, congratulations going out to Thunder Predator. I'm sure there's going to be some pretty loud gahs over there in the chat. What a wild ride. You called it, Jenkins. You said, this is going to be Thunder Predator showing up and they're going to be ready. They're going to just storm on in and win this game. And it was a
Right.
22-minute game. So it's close enough or whatever, but
I really do feel like Thunder Predator just at this point has the individual skill on Furia, and the first game was, if that's not an anomaly, I don't know what is. That was one of the strangest games of Dota that I've ever watched. So I think it's I don't want to say easy, but it's pretty easy to at least justify going after a game like that and thinking, okay, that's not we're not gonna let that happen again. We're just gonna get like boots of travel. We're gonna play around the split pushing better. We were winning, and then we just did this like mega frustration throw. Like, let's not do that again. Let's just outskill them, play normal Dota, and win. And that's what they did. They buckled up and didn't let the tilt get to them as it would for a lot of teams. I think a lot of teams would uh, maybe tier two teams would probably fold under the pressure that comes from a first game like that,
no, I
but they
think
did
they
not.
they shook it off very, very well. I think they play excellent together. We talked about Furia having really great synergy earlier on because their team they've stuck together consistently. But Thunder Predator has also been playing together for quite a long period of time, and you can see, the fact that Frank knows exactly what he needs to do. We saw it on the Batrider, we saw it on this Legion Commander. If MNZ is getting pressured way too hard, the pressure's all on Frank. Then Frank's got to find the openings. He's got to make the space. And in this game particularly, Leo Style was winning his lanes very, very nicely. So he's also, looking good. He can join in. He's playing active mids, which is what I prefer to see him on anyways. And just, you saw how well MNZ was able to recover. He won 8-0 and 7. Like, his lane was not great. He lost the tower very early, but it didn't matter because they made the breathing room for him.
Right. I would say that Frank is definitely. I mean, Leostal has definitely the individual skill talent in these games. That's very clear. But I would say the unsung kind of MVP is Frank, and maybe that's just because I'm an offlaner. I'm a little biased,
I don't even
but
think he's unsung. I still think that Frank really stepped up.
yeah,
He did his
I
job. He
I
did it
agree.
well.
He did his job very well. Maybe not the flashiest thing, 3-1 and 16. That's not, assisting a lot of kills, kind of healing people, going in, feeding, dying, whatever, to try to like get fights to start. But he wasn't showing. He wasn't messing up any of his spells mechanically. He was going on the right heroes. Kill like dueling the Omni, for example, duel an Omni in the fight. That's not easy to do, to make that
No.
choice where you duel a hero who has like 3,000 HP. A lot of the time you want to duel a Weaver or a Grimstroke, but in fights where he needed to duel the Omni, he would. And as a result, like every fight just looks spectacular from Thunder Predator.
Yeah, the map awareness too, like the fact that, Frank wasn't showing and they weren't able to get up a lot of vision, definitely going favoring towards Thunder Predator. They played it very, very well. Furia, I feel like their draft was just really strange this game too.
Yeah, I once again, my personal opinion, not a fan of this Omni. The hero
Mm,
has an abysmal win rate. It's one of the lowest win rates in Dota and pro level pubs. It's not picked a lot. People don't really favor it. Really easy to beat in lane by a lot of like the common picks. Uh, with a Weaver support to Grim Weaver, we saw that it was very hard to lock down Thunder Predator. When they did, they were able to kill because it's not like these heroes lack damage. Damage is fine. It's the lockdown. So just yeah, a little bit of a strange draft, but I don't know, maybe experimenting on a relatively new patch.
Yep, I mean, we're definitely going to see that, but that is going to conclude this particular match of Furia versus Thunder Predator. Congratulations going out to Thunder Predator for winning it 2-1. That's going to also be it from Jenkins and I today. We'll be back tomorrow. We have, I believe, the first match of the day is EG versus Thunder Predator, and then the second one is Crazy versus Cloud9. So we'll get a little bit of that interregional mix-up, which I'm pretty excited to see EG playing with Thunder Predator on that, and then we go back to some good old-fashioned NA Dota between Crazy and Cloud9. But thanks so much for watching us today. Thank you so much, Jenkins, and to Pythian Legume, who's the guy who is doing our production. But I think that's going to be it from us today, so we'll see you tomorrow.